What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. The EUIC meta has, at this point, really settled down. We've seen a lot of the Pokemon here that are going to come out on top, and I think Shadow Drapion and Spiritomb are two of the best picks right now in the meta. And there's one Pokemon I don't see almost anyone try out that is very good into both of those picks. We're talking Shadow Zweilous. While this Pokemon is a Dark type itself, weak to Bug Bite, it is basically good into anything else here in the meta. It destroys Drapion, destroys Spiritomb, very good into the Lickies, good into the Dragons. It's a lot of fun to use as well, and I'm excited to give it a go. Before we get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Shadow Zweilous can do. Shadow Zweilous into Frostlass. A little bit of a scary lead matchup here. Luckily, I do have two Pokemon in the backline that can handle it, and honestly, if I do get some shields down, it's not like I can't just Dark Pulse them, right? Okay. Shadow Drapion into the Shadow Drapion mirror, so at least I'm not getting hard countered here once again. Not that there's really that many things in the meta that can hard counter a Shadow Drapion, right? We're at 2, 3, or 4. Dude, one day I'll learn my counts. One day I'll be a good battler. But since I am up energy here, the longer this goes on, the better it gets from my Drapion. But I just barely don't knock it out with this next Aqua Tail here, so I see no real reason to throw just yet, when instead I can shield this up, overfarm to like back-to-back attacks, and then if they shield, then they will get knocked out at this point with my Poison Sting damage I've got against them. Big Aqua Tail, we're at about as much energy as a Drapion can possibly hope to get to. And if we get his shield here, then we can throw our next move. Nice, no shield, so we win switch. Although it's not like Licky Licky is the most consistent answer in the game to a Frostlass, so we'll see what they bring in. Interesting, we see the Frostlass come back in here. So we'll go for the charge attack, try to get his shield back if possible. And even if we don't, you know, that's fine, that's fine. Oh! You see a catch, actually. I didn't even see that come in. We'll rebank some energy there. And I bet I wall this moveset. I was kind of thinking about what it has. It could have maybe Sludge Bomb, but I think either Flamethrower or Trailblaze, as well as Crunch, is the more likely moveset. Yeah, Trailblaze comes through, so we do survive that pretty comfortably here. Nice, we get a full farm down. Not that it really matters, saying I only get one charge attack off into this Frostlass anyway. But just the fact that I do have this energy here is huge for us. We can go for the Dark Pulse. We have energy left over on our Drapion. And then we have our Licky Licky as well this game. That has not hit the field just yet. Wait down the clock just so I don't, you know, give over a huge farm down into this Frostlass if I can help it. And depending on the moveset here, on this Frostlass, this game could be a little bit scary. Like if I shield a triple axle, then maybe an avalanche could knock us out. So I think always letting the first move go is going to be the play. But even honestly, even if I do shield a triple axle, I think we're fine. Because it's a non-shadow Frostlass. Licky Licky is pretty bulky. Yeah, there it is. Triple axle comes through. But a good thing to no shield for sure. I guess Earthquake doesn't quite knock out from here either, does it? So there's still a little bit of play left for our opponent. If they can get to 2 triple axles against us before I can get a farm down, and then they can like farm down our Shadow Drapion, that could also be kind of scary. That's where the non-Shadow Frostlass kind of comes in clutch too, right? Having just a little bit more bulkier to survive. But not enough. We do roll out down, and we get the win against, honestly, a little bit of a tricky lead. Alright, Zweilous into... Zweilous, okay. Battle of the fellow Dragon Dark types here. I do have, I believe, Dragon Pulse on my moveset, which could one-shot them surprisingly, like if they don't expect it. But also, that is a higher energy attack, so maybe going for it could be bad. Looks like my Zweilous is a little bit worse than theirs. I don't know why I'm taking so much extra damage, but, you know, that's it. It happens. It happens. We get a shield. And, I mean, at this point, I think I'm fine letting this go. It's likely a Body Slam. Do I get the next move off? I might. I do just barely. That's huge, actually. By getting this Body Slam off, I put them more into a farm down range for my Licky Licky. I don't have to worry about throwing a Body Slam with my Licky Licky into this. Okay. Hopefully they only get to a Body Slam here, but they might reach a bigger attack because they did get a farm down against my Zweilous. But I think that's only going to be a Slam here coming through. Alright. Oh no, okay, well, great counting by me. Anyway, it's fine. Seeking comes in, and I'm going to be debuffed instantly by an Icy Wind here, which I don't love. But I'm going to shield this up. It could be a Drill Run. I don't want to take a Drill Run. Honestly, I don't want to take an Icy Wind either. More so, I just want to kind of dance around this matchup. 5, so they're at 6 right now, which is another Icy Wind. Let's see. Big crunch coming through. Do we get a shield here or not? No, okay. I don't love shielding my Drapion twice with Icy Winds, but I need to keep my options open this game. So that's what we're going to do. For Aqua Tail would not be quite enough to knock out here. Honestly, maybe I should have gone for an Aqua Tail before the very first debuff. That could have been a good play. Okay, they let that go. Oh my goodness, that is a Smackdown Dwebble. Interesting. I'm going to go here for the Earthquake to guarantee a shield or a lot of damage. I don't know a lot about this Pokemon. Dwebble, one of the few Smackdown users in this format. Okay, they do no-shield that. That's kind of good, maybe. 8. What is the moveset here? How cheap of an attack does it have? They X-Scissor, so there's a chance they can outpace us, actually, to the X-Scissor. Yeah, they do. I had back-to-back moves, but one turn too late. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. My Zweilous losing the mirror, like with... I don't know why it was such a bad mirror match for us there. That was not ideal. Alright, Shadow Zweilous into Spidops. Bit of a bad lead here. But I can swap in my Drapion, and I can hope that either they stay in, and I get some crunches off against them, or if they do swap out, that maybe the matchup in the backline's not going to be as bad for us. And we see a Licky come in, which, while this isn't necessarily amazing, saying they have access to Earthquake potentially, at least it's going to be a matchup where I'm not just hard countered. It's not going to wall my energy. They're at 4. We get a defense drop there, which is a little bit less common than it used to be, right? Back in the day, defense drops were a 1 in 3 chance. Now it's like a 1 in 5, I believe. Okay, they body slam us. So they're 3 away here from the Earthquake. I'll just go for the crunch, though, once again. Guarantee a shield or a knockout. They're at 5 again, so they have that Earthquake ready to go. They do shield. We get a double debuff? That's insane. The odds of that have got to be like 0%. There's no way to math that out and know exactly what the odds are there. Wow, we just get the knockout. They must have hoped they survived the Aqua Tail, but luckily, with those 2 debuffs, we're actually getting kind of bailed out here. And we'll go for the crunch, which should do a decent chunk of damage to Spidops if it ends up landing. And by flipping switch here, just in general, it avoids my Dark type into the bug. And I might even get an Aqua Tail off here, too. Dude, Drapion. Man, okay. Drapion, you gotta calm down here. You got the double debuff. You got, like, 5 moves this game, just in general. I don't even know what to say. Other than the fact that, I mean, there's a reason Shadow Drapion was so good for so long, right? We can take energy here. And... Teddy Ursa in the back. I'm gonna be honest, I think almost any Pokemon we probably would be fine here against. I don't know if this thing has, like, a fairy-type attack. It could have Play Rough or Disarming Voice. I'm gonna shield just to, like... Okay, Cross Drop. Still, good to shield that. It's super effective. Insane. Crazy. But I think there's very few Pokemon that could have been in the back that after my Drapion did what it just did, I wouldn't have had play into. Let's just get rid of that Pokemon. We know Spidops is pretty low at this point. Body Slam and Dragon Breath is all we really need. And if they knock us out here, we still have our Licky ready to go. Big lunge. Poor Zweilous didn't get a lot of play this game, but, you know, it had a bad matchup, so only so much you could really do. We'll go for the rollout down. GG's to them. Very, very interesting Teddy Ursa. Alright, Shadow Zweilous into Shadow Hydreigon. Oh my goodness. I have to fight my father here. That's kind of scary. We'll see how the fast food pressure looks, though. Because, I mean, they're on Brutal Swing, right? Brutal Swing being resisted here means I actually can go for my attack first and either knock him out or get a shield pretty early on. Big Body Slam, we do get a shield. And I mean, because of how much fast food pressure I'm doing, I'm pretty sure I can one shield farm down. Right? They're not going to get a second Brutal Swing off here. At this point, a swing would be enough to knock us out because, you know, it's a lot of fast food pressure on both sides here. But we do get that farm down. We'll see what comes in. I can probably get a Body Slam, maybe a Dark Pulse off into whatever tries to harm us down here. I could go for a Dark Pulse here, which they likely would no-shield. But I think, honestly, just segmenting my damage up into 2 Body Slams might just be better to guarantee at least some nice chip into this Licky. Yeah. Because at this point, it's going to be down about as much HP as a Dark Pulse would have done anyway. I think that was the right play, even though they did call it. They're at 4 rollouts, 5. So they do have an Earthquake right now. but they're in Body Slam range themselves. And I have a Shadow Drapion in the back that doesn't have to worry about getting Earthquakes, because my Licky Licky is going to come in and absorb all the energy that we can try to from this Licky Licky. Yeah, there's the Earthquake. Does a decent chunk of our HP, but we survive it. And at this point, I know I survived this move as well. I just want to build up against this, just so I can go for an Earthquake against the final Pokemon, maybe some Body Slams, depending on what it is, and then Drapion, hopefully, will close this out. Wait there for just a second to make sure no Spiritomb shenanigans comes in and catches my Body Slam. I don't want to give them any wiggle room if I can help it. Body Slam gets a knockout. What's going to come in here? Oh, it's their own... Oh, no. I thought that was a Drapion. It's a different Poison Dark. We'll go for double Body Slam. I know that we could have gone for an Earthquake here to guarantee a shield, but honestly, I guarantee a shield double Body Slam anyway. It's kind of like that same thing with my Zweilous matchup, right? Where if they let this go at this point, they're going to be in farm down range, and if they shield this up, I can get a Shadow Aqua Tail into them. Yeah, okay. Aqua Tail should just be enough. I think they have Aqua Tail himself, right? Aqua Tail, maybe Dark Pulse or Sludge Bomb, or Shadow Ball. It has a lot of moves. I'm going to no shield on the off chance it has Earthquake, so be it. Yeah, just an Aqua Tail. That's kind of what I thought. Don't see a lot of Overquills, but I mean, it's a pretty solid Pokemon, right? It's a Dark Poison, just like Drapion. It's got Poison Jab for a lot more fast move pressure. Oh, I guess it's bulky enough to survive that, but the Poison Stings will do it. Alright, GG's. Alright, Zweilous into Golisopod. If this is on Shadow Claw, I'd be a little bit happier here. Very likely it's on Fury Cutter, right? Yeah, we have to switch. I can't be taking that Bug-type damage on my Dragon, unfortunately. We'll go instantly for the Body Slam, hoping they don't swap out, and then I can get some nice chip damage against them. Did they catch this move, or is this going to land? Okay, nice. It does land into the Golisopod here. And they're building up a lot of energy right now. Oh, nice catch. Malamar. Whoa. That's a spicy pick in this meta. Don't see many of those. Is this Shadow or regular? Regular, okay. There's so much energy on that Golisopod. I am remarkably scared. They might superpower here. I'm going to shield this just because I feel like they will. Nice. Okay, can I swap at some point? If I could, I'd be so happy. I need to swap back into my Zweilous. I'll take a superpower here, but they're going to be debuffed, so I do survive that just a little bit better than I would otherwise. And at that point, they're at -2 defense. I don't know if they can swap out just yet, but if they can't and I get a huge farm down, that will be very helpful. They're stuck here for just a second. We get the farm down. Okay. We have a Body Slam ready to go. We'll throw it here. And they don't CMP us. Nice. Okay. This gets a shield or maybe a knockout. We have a lot of energy on Licky Licky still. I might even get another Body Slam off. We're so low, though. Am I able to? Nice counting by them. They catch, what was that? Spidops? Okay, well, that makes sense, I guess, in this meta. Man, they have so much energy on that Golisopod still, though. Really nice counting by them. But I think we just bring in Drapion here and hope that we can just get to 2 crunches against them. And it looks like we probably can, but these fast moves are doing a lot of damage to us. Do they let this go? Or will they shield this? They do shield, makes sense, saying that it's not debuffed. I think I gotta shield this up at this point. Make sure I land the crunch into them. Because I have back-to-back Body Slams on my Licky Licky. Even if I don't knock them out here with this crunch after that debuff, I think as long as I can go for a combo play and get both of my Body Slams off against, like, one against this, one against that Golisopod, I should be fine. We'll crunch here. They're gonna go and probably survive just barely. They go for the combo play themselves. I think I barely survive an Aqua Jet here. Let's see. Do we? We do. It's honestly a little bit better than I thought it might be. Nice. Okay, okay. And we have the second move ready to go. If they can, like, snipe us down with a lunge on that Spidops, then I think my Drapion still survives to get an Aqua Tail off. And that's if they had a move. And I think they're still a little bit away from it. Nice. That was a scary one. The ABA bug types against my poor Zweilous. But luckily, Licky Licky and Drapion really just closed out that backline. Shadow Zweilous into a Beedrill. Non-Shadow, interestingly enough here, but still not ideal for us, saying Bug Bite is super effective into us here. We'll switch out into Drapion and see how they play this out. Alright, we'll go for the crunch here. Guarantee a shield, or, you know, if they catch on Licky Licky, I'm glad I didn't go for a bait. That could have been kind of embarrassing if they, you know, caught an Aqua Tail. They might have put me into a range where, like, Body Slam plus rollouts over time could knock us out here. And I know that's only a Body Slam. For you know, that is not even enough energy for anything else. Big body slam, we call it. I think we can get a shield advantage here, or maybe a knockout against them, depending on what they do. They're at 3 right now, so they do have access to another body slam. I'm 1 away from a crunch, but I have Aqua Tail after this crunch. Okay. Go for the Aqua Tail. Just guarantee a shield advantage. I think that's going to be the play. And they might have CMP'd us here, actually. Which is interesting if they did. They did, nice. So they have to let that go. They know if they shield that, there's actually a good chance they just get farmed down anyway. I can bring in Licky Licky here, and I just have to hope that my Zweilous is not ABA weak this game. It's not necessarily ABA strong, I'll say. Here comes a Grimmsnarl, huh? Oh, man. If it wasn't on Power Up Punch, I might be in a little bit of a better spot here. But Power Up Punch is going to ramp up a little bit more quickly than I'd like. Beedrill has a lot of energy on it as well. We get a shield there. And another Power Up Punch is going to come through. I'm going to shield this up. At this point, they are ramping up quite a bit with this Grimmsnarl. That's kind of scary. 1. But we'll just go here for the Body Slam. And I think I swap now into my Licky Licky. I can Earthquake this potentially. They go for a catch on Beedrill. Hold on, I think that might be kind of fine for us, though, right? Because they cleared their boosts. And I might just be able to roll out this down and get another Earthquake off. I gotta no-shield this and hope they don't go for, like, a Fell Stinger. Well, I hope they do, I guess, go for a Fell Stinger. But they have energy left over on the other guy. They actually do go for a Drill Run. Okay, they throw energy here. So, I need to hope I get a Body Slam now with my Zweilous before getting Sucker Punch down. They do Fell Stinger. Yep. But we snipe him down. Do the Sucker Punches knock us out before I get my next Body Slam? It's going to be close. And is Body Slam even enough here? I mean, it's Shadow Body Slam. I know Grimmsnarl is squishy. It's going to be so close, though. I don't think they're going to get their move off, but, like, is this enough, man? I know, like, a Swift from a Kingdra probably wouldn't be enough here, but a Shadow's Zweilous' Body Slam? It should be, right? Yeah, just barely. Oh my goodness. I don't know how he just pulled that one out. That was as close as it could be. Alright, Kingdra lead. Okay, not bad for his Zweilous. This is a pretty interesting matchup where they could one-shot us with an Outrage if I'm not careful, but I think there's a situation where my Dragon Breath can do more to them than they do to me. And yeah, look at the fast food pressure, right? They're in the yellow already. And, well, I'm in the yellow now, but you can see my HP is higher than theirs, which is pretty nice. They do Swift us. I probably should have gone for, like, a Body Slam sooner just to, like, guarantee getting a shield from them, but that's fine. Zweilous and Kingdra have very similar attack stats, so this is a very IV-dependent CMP. He doesn't risk it. He just lets it go down. What's going to come in? If there's, like, a bug type that comes in, maybe I want to switch out. But, I mean, maybe I just go for a Dark Pulse as well, because at this point, it's going to do a decent chunk of damage, right? They're at 5, so they have access to a lunge after 10 more bug bites, but I can just switch here into my Drapion, and I should be able to just barely outpace with the Crunch on CMP. Crunch should be enough to knock out. That's a lie. Crunch should be enough, rather, to do a lot of damage. It's not going to knock him out. We'll see if they shield. No shield. Okay. Do I shield this myself? I know it's only a lunge. I'm going to let this go. But it is going to hurt. And they might switch here. Okay. They catch on Seeking. Okay. I'm glad that we have a Crunch here that I threw, rather than an Aqua Tail. I didn't know exactly if he was going to stay in or not with his Spidops, but I knew I would only get one move off anyway this game with my Drapion there at the end, so might as well go for the bigger attack just in case a catch comes through. Okay. It could be a Megahorn or an Icy Wind. I'm going to no-shield. It is a Megahorn. Nice call by them. But at this point, I mean, we'll see what's going to happen. Licky Licky's not in a terrible spot, saying I didn't get debuffed by an Icy Wind here. And we do get a shield there. Alright, this game's going to come down to the wire. Spidops is still around. I'm going to get debuffed by an Icy Wind here, so I'm going to do a lot less damage with my Licky Licky than I like. But I think that's fine, because once I land this Body Slam, I think my Zweilous can actually just come back in and threaten a knockout here with a Dragon Breath. Oh, you know, maybe I misplayed this by not taking more Bug Bite damage, though. Oh, no? Okay, we just get the Body Slam. I was kind of worried about, like, a full Peck Down into an Icy Wind into Licky Licky, but we actually are just so bulky here, I guess, on our Shadow Zweilous, we survive. We get the Body Slam off. Let's go. Shadow Zweilous into Shadow Milotic. I don't love this. I'm going to switch into my Shadow Drapion, but Shadow Milotic is kind of scary, actually, because it can outpace us here to an Aqua Tail, right? But if they want to throw in good timing, I actually do get my Crunch off first here, safe swapping my Drapion. Let's see what they do, though. Do they shield this, or is Milotic going to take a lot of damage? They do let that go. But then they bring in Dunsparce. Okay. So they banked a lot of energy on Milotic. And Dunsparce here, well, it does have Drill Run. It doesn't really matter if something has Drill Run if I have shields. I can shield this up. I can try my best to dance around. And it's not like the Charge Attack pressure is going to have a lot of play from that Milotic later on this game. It's either going to be landing into Licky Licky or potentially Shadow's Zweilous, which, I mean, I'd probably prefer Licky Licky to tank the energy. Nice, that's a lot of damage. I don't love throwing on CMP here, because if they do go for the overfarm, I give them a full rollout for free. But I don't think at this point that I can really afford to have to go down 2 shields. So we'll go for that CMP. And yeah, they do shield that up. Shadow Drapion's done its job. It's done like 75% of this Dunsparce's HP, like 80% of that Milotic's. So I think we're in a good spot here, kind of. Okay. Oh, it's their own Shadow Zweilous. I think that's kind of fine. I've got everything else pretty low this game, and I'm up so much energy here that as long as I whittle down this Zweilous enough, which, I mean, yeah, that's enough, right, at this point, then my Licky Licky can come in, absorb the Aqua Tail or the Wrap, and, like, the Drill Run they have loaded. And honestly, I think there's a chance maybe I can just shield and farm this down, too, before they get a second Body Slam off, because I did have a bit of an energy lead in this matchup. We'll see, though. Are they at back-to-back moves yet, or a little bit off here? I think they're not quite there. I think I can get the farm down. But we do have to keep in mind there's energy on both the Dunsparce as well as the Milotic, so they can come in here and snipe us down. If we see Milotic come in, honestly, bringing in Licky Licky wouldn't be a terrible play. But maybe just forcing energy out of them either way wouldn't be bad either. Yeah, let's just honestly sacrifice our Zweilous at this point. That way, we're not going to be locked in with like a Wrap debuff for any longer than we have to. The Aqua Tail, I guess that's enough from that range. Oh, I can even just roll out this down if I need to. And then Body Slam the Dunsparce, and that should be game. I think this is only an Aqua Tail too. I don't think they're quite at a Wrap yet. Yeah, just Aqua Tail. So now my defense is still where it wants to be. We win CMP against the Dunsparce. And now either we can roll out down or Body Slam that Milotic. Shadow Milotic is actually a pretty cool pick. I haven't seen too many of them in this meta. It's also a shiny Shadow Milotic. Very cool pick there, but not bulky enough, I guess, to survive. Shadow's Zweilous into Delcatty. This runs Charm, I believe. This is terrible for us. This is actually also a pretty bulky Pokemon, if I remember correctly. Okay, but luckily here, on the safe swap, we have some play. It's a Sableye. It's not going to be, I don't know, just some hard counter to us. 5, we land the Crunch. 6, 7, 8, no, 7, okay. So they throw right when they could potentially be at a Dazzling Gleam or a Power Gem. I'm going to shield just to make sure that I don't get one shot here, but they do bait us. So they're at 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, get my next Aqua Tail off before they can get a big move. So we should be able to get both shields down here potentially. Or, okay, we win switch advantage. In comes... Okay, so that's why they didn't care. They have a Beedrill in the back. But if I'm being honest, I think I'm pretty happy that I'm landing a Crunch into this. Because this Delcatty's like, unironically, I don't know how I'm going to take it out if I'm not careful. The Beedrill... Beedrill. What is that thing going to do? This might be crazy. I'm going to bring in my Zweilous into the Charm User. I mean, is this like Disarming Voice, maybe? It is. I probably should have shielded that. But, like, I don't think I could have. If I shield that move up, then that Beedrill just farms us down anyway. I don't think that's good for me either way. But I can just come in Licky Licky now and hope for the best. We'll see if they shield this or not. I think Delcatty could have maybe Wild Charge as well as a moveset, so if they shield, I need to keep an eye out for that. Alright, Beedrill versus Licky Licky. Oh, I get a full sneak. Okay. That could help. 50-50 call on the charge attack here, right? It's an X-Scissor, so now they could go straight Fell Stinger, potentially. And that could be pretty bad for us. We'll see. We get a shield, though, with Body Slam. I think... Can we reach the Earthquake, please, before we get Bug Bitten down? They throw a move here. I think they didn't have to throw this. I think their win con was potentially going for the full farm down here, but they Fell Stinger to ramp up. They're not aware, though. We're at the Earthquake. I don't know how we're able to beat a Delcatty lead, but, I mean, I'll take it. Earthquake's going to get the knockout. Man, okay, I hope I don't see that thing again. That thing is crazy. Shadow's Zweilous into... Ooh, Shadow's Sableye. Okay. This is... It could be scary down the line, because they could have Dazzling Gleam, but it's got to be pretty good here in just, like, the neutral situation. And honestly, my whole team's pretty good into Sableye, so I don't necessarily need Switch. I'm going to go for some Fast Food Pressure, catch a Drill Run on my Licky Licky, and save all the energy that I can on my Zweilous. They do Drill Run us there, makes sense. I think this might be Earthquake plus Body Slam range over time. They're at 4, so they went 1 past the Drill Run. They're 3 away from their next move. But I should be able to survive long enough here to get to 2 charge attacks myself. And with that Dragon Breath chip damage that I got into them, I should be... I think I can knock him out here with a Body Slam after this Earthquake, but it's going to be close. Dunsparce is pretty bulky, right? Yeah, maybe they actually do survive. But I think I survived the Drill Run too. I'm going to no-shield this and Body Slam. They could catch, actually, here on Sableye, but at this point, with the energy lead that I have on my Zweilous, if they do catch, I think I'm still fine with that. And if they don't catch, then, I mean, either I get a shield or a knockout. They could let this go and get a bit of a nasty Shadow Claw down with their Sableye. And it looks like that's what they're probably going for. That might just be 1 or 2 Shadow Claws, though. And I got, I think, 12 Dragon Breaths on my Shadow's Zweilous, so I should be in a pretty decent spot still, too. Alright. Oh, they caught. What was that on? Vigoroth? What? Okay, well, that was a nice catch by them, but I mean, if I'm being honest, I think a Shadow Dark Pulse is gonna do a lot. Yeah, that still did... That did a decent chunk. I didn't know what I was seeing there. I've seen a couple of normal types, like different normal types in this meta. You know, I've seen Furrets, I've even seen Obstagoons. Haven't seen a lot of Vigoroths. I think we're fine here. Do I even shield this? That's a question that I have right now. I don't think I do. Body Slam's not going to knock us out here. And at this point, if they end up shielding this, then I can just farm this down. And then my Zweilous probably closes out the game. If they no shield, I probably get an Aqua Tail still. Okay, they do shield. Alright. Yeah, we have so much energy here. Just shield once, farm down Dark Pulse Sableye. They're pretty close to a Dazzling Gleam. Or a Power Gem at this point. So I'm glad I have as much energy as I do. And there's that Sableye. Just go for the Dark Pulse as quickly as we see it. It's Shadow into Shadow. There's a good chance this could knock out, actually. Is it enough, though? Let's see. Oh, it actually is, straight up. And then we Dragon Breath down that Vigoroth. Okay, nice. Let's go. GG's. Yeah, this Pokemon definitely worked out here today. I know I didn't pick up too many really good leads with it, but even when you get bad leads, as long as you can dance around a little bit, even the Bug-type weakness is not insurmountable, saying you have so much damage yourself. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.